It's indeed another amazing Wednesday right here on Kristocentric station. And one of the best things about my Wednesday is the fact that we get to experience the Kingdom Finance series with the financial evangelist. So welcome to the month of June, and this month we're treating an interesting and completely different topic, something that a lot of the youth today are so much interested in. We're touching the anatomy of multiple income streams. Those of you who have the ideas of investing in different businesses, having a lot of revenue coming in, this month, stay glued from beginning to end as the financial evangelist talks about this topic. Without much ado, I'd like to say a big welcome to the studio, the financial evangelist. Good morning.
Good morning, Edwin. Such a great time to be here again, and it's a blessing also to be in this new month of June. I can't believe it, Edwin, that we are halfway through the year 2026.
Yeah, it's my month though.
Yeah,
it's my month. This is
that's your month.
Yeah, it's my month.
That's my month as well.
Oh,
yeah. No wonder we flew together. So June is loaded. Serious birthdays in this month.
Yeah.
So this new month, like Edwin rightly said, we are looking at a very important topic. I think it's a topic that is at the heart of virtually every serious person who doesn't want any kind of financial pressure. Yeah, so it's a very important one, and we all need to pay attention to it. So what are we looking at? We're looking at the anatomy of multiple income streams. The anatomy of multiple income streams. If the words sound a bit too big in your ears, all you need to do is to imagine that the month has ended. So today 3rd, Edwin?
Yes.
Today is 3rd?
Yes, today is the 3rd.
Okay, so imagine that the month has ended. 3rd, your salary has not been paid. 10th, your salary has not been paid. 15th, your boss comes to you to encourage you that don't worry, they'll be paying your salary very soon. And then you end to 20th. 23rd, before your salary will be paid. So 23rd, you receive your salary and you realize that the number of people you are owing is even more than the salary that has been paid.
Yeah.
So you pay everybody, and then you realize that there is nothing left. As simple as this may look, is a reality of majority of people in life. For most people, beside their main work, where they earn their salary, they do not have other sources of income that support their daily life and expenditure. And living your life on just one income stream, which is your main salary, can be very, very devastating, because if there are delays in salary payment, you're going to feel the pressure. And if you are married, it's even worse, because you have a lot of bills to pay. You have a spouse to take care of. You have rent to pay. You have food you need for the family. And for your salary to delay, it's going to be something else. So I want to dedicate today's show to all single guys. All single guys. Because if you have multiple sources of income, it has a way of smoothing your marriage and family life. If you don't take it serious, you're going to fight a lot of unnecessary battles in your marriage. And the way God wants you to enjoy your marriage and family life, you may not be able to enjoy it. So multiple streams of income, because every day we spend money. Every day we buy things that we need. So as you spend money every day, if you don't have money coming in every day, you will not enjoy it. Just as you spend money every day, you must also create money every day. And I don't know why it took me quite a long time to make this discovery, Edwin. Because if I'd gotten this information earlier, I think that life would have been better for me. That money should be created daily. And I don't know who brought that idea of monthly salary. It is the worst kind of deception that has ever plundered our minds and thoughts, that money is supposed to be earned at the end of the month. Meanwhile, we buy things every day. You buy water every day. We buy dresses. You buy shoes. You buy things you need at home every day. Money should be earned daily. And if you're watching me, if you're listening to me, I want you to do a simple calculation for me. Divide your monthly income, if you have other sources of income, by the number of days in a month, let's say 30 days. That will give you an idea about how much money you spend in a day, how much money you earn in a day. Compare it to the average money you spend in a day, and that will let you know where you stand, whether you are in red or you are fine. If your only source of income is monthly salary, divide your monthly salary. So let me say 15,000 or 1,500 or 1,000 cedis or 3,000. Divide it by the number of days in a month. Let's say 30. It tells you how much you earn on average every day. Compare that with how much you spend every day as far as the 30 days in a month is concerned. And it gives you an idea about where your financial situation is. If you spend more daily than you earn daily, you'll be in the negative. What it means is that you will need other sources of money flowing into your pocket every day, or worst case scenario, every week, so that you can live a very comfortable life as a Christian, please God, and also stop praying some unnecessary prayers. Because Edwin, when you don't have money, some of the prayers we pray, they don't make sense. We waste majority of our time praying on things that are not really necessary because of lack of money. Yes.
Like what?
Yes. So you see, there are things that beat the heart of God. God would like you when you wake up in the morning and you're praying some serious intercessory prayers. Intercessory prayers for people to be saved. They can be family members, they can be outsiders. Intercessory prayers for righteousness to be established in your country.
Yeah.
Intercessory prayers for the world to know Jesus.
Yeah.
Places where the gospel has not got you to go, the gospel should get there. Praying for pastors who are frustrated and discouraged, that God will empower and strengthen them to rise up to do God's work. But instead of this, it's rent.
Yeah.
Yes, your rent, you have to pay rent. Instead of this, food. Because you wake up the whole day, salary has not been paid, there is no food at home. Your children are getting hungry. So you have to spend more time praying that God will make a way so that you can get some gari, you can get some rice, you can get some oil. As much as these are necessary, basic needs, they are not the things that moves God's heart. God is biased towards his kingdom and advancement of his kingdom.
Yeah.
In fact, the reason why we are on earth here is for the establishment of his kingdom here. So eating is second order. Wearing clothes is second place. Rent is second place. God is concerned. God has priorities. Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all other things shall be added unto you. So Matthew 25, you read from verse 25 to 32, Jesus lists all the things. He said, you are worrying about clothing. Look at the birds of the air. They don't even pray for clothing. God takes care of them. Look at the lilies. God cares care. Why are you wasting your time on all these things? But rather seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all other things shall be added unto you. So if you are a Christian, you must solve the money problem so you can have time for other important things. That's the message I want to put across. Multiple streams of income. Let's go into the Bible like we usually do and enjoy ourselves with a few scriptures. Ecclesiastes chapter 11 verse 1 and 2. Cast your bread upon the waters, for you will find it after many days. Verse 2. Give 7 to 7 and also to 8, for you do not know what evil will come on the year. Other versions of the Bible says that, they give you an idea of creating multiple streams of income. In other words, some of them say invest in 7 ventures. I don't know what Bible version you are using, but that's the language. Invest in 7 ventures. And I say that if you are a Christian, the worst case scenario is that you should operate 7 different businesses. Then look at the second part of Ecclesiastes 11 verse 2. It says, for you do not know what evil will be on the earth. And it's amazing the kind of things the Bible teaches. It says, invest in 7 ventures because you do not know what will happen tomorrow. If the only place where you earn money is that NGO where you work, that bank where you work, that insurance company where you work, that ministry where you serve, if that's the only thing that brings you money, then you're going to live a very frustrated life. Because the day your boss will get angry and sack you, the day your company will collapse, then there will be a problem in your company. That is the end of your monthly income. And you may have to come home and be begging people for money to be able to survive. I don't think you want to go through that humiliation. That is why you need to create multiple streams of income. You can't be spending money on different things within the day, within the week, and have only one place where money flows out of. Why do we say sea never dry? Sea never dry because the sea has supply of water from lakes, rivers, streams, and the kind. So there is constant flow of water from different directions into the sea. So you can't go to the sea and say, hi sea, I need some water to use for something. And the sea will tell you, salary has not been paid. No, the sea is not going to say that. Salary has not been paid, so I don't have water. The sea never dries. Sea only has water because of the flow of it. So if you don't have different sources of cash flow, what's going to happen is that your veins are going to get blocked and blood will not be able to get supply to the heart center of your life. Veins and arteries are responsible for transportation of blood. In the same way as individuals also, we need different sources of flow of cash so that we can live a more comfortable life. If salary delays, your blood pressure should not go up. If your boss threatens to sack you from work, you should not be intimidated because that is your only source of income. Multiple income streams is also important, Edwin, because you see, if you're working in a company where you don't have time for your wife and your children, or your husband and your children, and your work has become your master, that's a very miserable life to live. So you know this company has stopped you from going to church for the past 6 months. For the past 1 year, you don't go to church again. You don't even have time to read your Bible because of the deadlines from your workplace. Your work is so demanding that you don't have time for any other thing. There are even married people who don't even have time for sex because the work has taken all the energy for romance and sex. This is why multiple streams of income is important. So what do I mean by multiple streams of income? Let me quote one of the greatest investors of all time, Warren Buffett. Never depend on a single income stream. Make an investment to create a second one. Do not put all your eggs in one basket. Now, someone also said that if you don't learn to get money to work for you, you are going to spend the rest of your years working for money. And working for the money is one of the highest forms of slavery, where because of the work you do, there is no time for your children. There's no time for family life. Let me even add this one. There is no time for your health. You can see your health is breaking down. Even the time to go to hospital for checkup, you don't have it. Because every day you are in the office. And you have to show up to work. If you don't show up to work, your salary, you will not earn your salary. That's how serious it can be. So I want us to look at the seriousness of multiple income streams. How it can affect your health. How it can affect your spirituality. That no time to read Bible, no time to pray, no time to fast. Because you are always chasing money. So when I say multiple income stream, what do I mean? I'm simply saying getting money from different sources. So let me give you a practical example. So let's take a young man called Kweku. So Kweku works in a bank and he earns a salary of, let's say, 5,000 Ghana cedis. But Kweku has been able to save some amount of money over the period and bought 2 motorcycles for business, and then got these young guys who will be riding it. Gave it to them for work and pay, let me say for 2 years. And every week they pay 400 cedis. So apart from his salary of 5,000 Ghana cedis, every week Kweku earns 400 cedis from 2 different sources. That's 800. 800 by 4, that's 3,200 cedis for him. From these 2 Okada drivers, he will add it to the 5,000. So let me also say he's on TikTok, he's on Instagram and other places. He's monetized his platforms. On an average, he earns about 2,000 cedis a month from those social media platforms. So that is 5,000 plus 3,200 plus 2,000 cedis from social media. Let me also say he's been able to plant some little either maize or cassava or some onions and stuff at his hometown or maybe in a place nearby where he does some small farming, and he also earns maybe about some 1,500 from there. So the way the calculations are even going, you realize that at the end of the month, the guy, apart from his normal salary of 5,000, is getting other sources of money. There's no way this guy will get broke unless he goes on a wild spending spree before he can get broke. That's the whole idea about multiple income streams. I'm going to move to the reasons why you need a multiple income stream. But before I do that, let me say that working in different places where you have to earn money from different companies is not what I mean by multiple income streams. So, for example, James is a medical doctor. He works at Hospital A. He earns a salary of, let me say, 12,000 Ghana cedis. He also consults for 3 other hospitals, and he also managed to get some monies from there. So let me say 3,000 and 3,000 and maybe 5,000. So 3 plus 3 is 6 plus 5 is 11, plus his main salary of 12,000. That's a lot of money for him. Now, if doctor is not feeling well, and all these 3 hospitals where he goes to do locum and other things, he's not able to go. What they mean is that at the end of the month, he's going to lose those monies because the hospitals will not pay you if you don't show up to consult and work for them. Edwin, is that not so? So, if he doesn't show up, the hospital will not pay him for the locum. So, he will lose that money. So, when I say multiple streams of income, I'm not saying working at 4 different places and getting paid. That is not multiple streams. That is multiple works. Or maybe for lack of a better word, somebody will say multiple struggle. Because the day something happens to you and you don't show up, you won't get the money. When I say multiple streams of income, I am saying earning money from sources such that when you are sleeping, the money is coming. In the example A that I use, Kweku does not need to go and ride a motorcycle. He bought the motorcycles and gave it to people as work and pay. Once he's on his bed, they will send him home. They'll bring the money. The 400 cedis. The 400 cedis will come every week. That's multiple streams of income. He doesn't need to bother about the motor. The one riding will take care of it. The one riding will make sure everything is working well. He makes sure he pays the 400 cedis every week. That's multiple streams of income. He doesn't need to crack his head over looking for customers and looking for people to pick and no. All he expects is the money at the end of every week. So multiple streams of income is creating systems that bring in the money, not you jumping from place to place. Some people boast about it. Hey, I'm a lecturer. I teach here, I teach there, I teach there, I teach here, I teach here. At the end of the month, I get payment from this university. I get payment from, God forbid, the day something will happen and you will not be able to go there to teach again. What happens to your source of income? So multiple streams of income, I am talking about systems. I am talking about systems that bring in the cash, that bring in the money, and not just working in different places to gather money. Why do we need multiple income streams? 5 reasons. Reason number 1, better cash flow to manage better life. Edwin, when you have money flowing from different sources, it's so beautiful. So beautiful and it's so wonderful. In fact, when you are walking, you walk with peace of mind. In fact, when you are sleeping, you sleep well. Money is not part of your burdens anymore. You don't wake up thinking about, where will I get money for a new shoe, money for a new dress, money to change my car, money to do this. It's not part of your worries. Because when you wake up, there are important things to do. The money just flows. There's nothing like, I need to go and chase for money today. I can't pray today. I can't read my Bible today. I can't do this one. I don't have time for God because I need to go and chase money. No, you have better cash flow. Number 2, when you have money flowing from different sources, it gives you the fastest way to financial freedom. I love this one. Fastest way to financial freedom. Edwin, if you and I are going to Lagos and you decide to go by plane and I decide to go by motorcycle, can you imagine when you will get to Lagos as compared to the time I'll get to Lagos? You need just some few hours to get to Lagos, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm on a motorcycle. Days.
Days.
It may be months for me to get there. Now, using a motorcycle to Lagos, it's like operating on a single source of income. It will take you a long time to get there. But if you are flying by air, back, you are there. So that's what we're talking about. Multiple streams of income. 5,000 from here, 3,000 from here, 2,000 from here, 1,000 from here. You always have money. There's always money in your pocket. Number 3, well positioned for emergencies. Edwin, I can't talk about this enough. Emergencies. Family members, church members. As for pastors, I don't even want to go there. The number of people who call pastors for rent, for school fees. My wife is at the hospital. Edwin, which one again? Give me examples. So many of them. Many of them, Edwin. Emergencies all over.
Yeah.
What would you do, Edwin? You are just there and they call you. Your mother is sick. She's been admitted at the hospital. Oh, it happened to me a while ago. You have to show up. You have to pay the bill.
Yeah.
Emergencies come all the time. Sometimes your own children, sometimes your own family, sometimes close friends. The most annoying thing is that in some of these situations, you realize that you wish you could do something, but money no day.
Yeah, you can't.
And it can be very saddening when somebody very close to you will lose their life because you can't afford the money.
Yeah.
So that's why we are talking about this multiple income stream. It's not just for the sake of it. Number 4, better position for investment opportunities. Edwin, a land that is being sold for 150,000 cedis can go for 70,000 cedis when the person is in a hurry to travel abroad. If you have saved as a result of multiple income streams, that's a golden opportunity. I can't count the number of golden opportunities that people have lost because they were not prepared for it. And I always say to believers, every prayer you are praying, God is listening. No? Some of the prayers, not that God is not hearing. No? He's hearing the prayers, but God is asking himself, now ready. Now when I open this door, this guy, how will he handle it? The guy is not ready. So sometimes we think that God is stretching us. God wants us to suffer more so that when we get the blessing, we're preaching. No, my brother, my sister, God is not interested in your suffering. He wants his name to be glorified. Sometimes because you're not ready. So you get money, you spend. You get money, you spend. The way you spend, if you can earn the same way, your life will change. Number 5, well positioned to support God's work. I love this one. Some people have stopped going to church because their argument, Edwin, is that and I ask every day they're asking for money. I mean, they're always complaining about money. The annoying thing is that Edwin, this guy is 5 CD and 2 CD.
Yeah.
You give 5 CD and 2 CD, and you are still complaining that your church is only asking for money. The people who are giving the 2,000, the 5,000, and they are not complaining. What's your problem? When you don't have multiple streams of income, every little thing annoys you. Every little thing frustrates you. Anyway, let me stop here so that my boss Edwin can come with his questions. I saw him writing down some serious questions. Let's allow him to ask them.
When you started mentioning the whole idea of multiple income streams, we have financial people with different opinions. Someone will say, start out with multiple income streams. That would help you. And someone will say that you can't become the jack of all trades at a go. Start with a single income source and build it till it gets to a point. Then you can consider diversifying.
Yeah.
What is your take on this?
Yes, that advice is apt. Is it Luke 16 verse 10? He that is faithful in little will also be faithful in much. Or he that is faithful in that which is little will be faithful in much. Is it Matthew 25? Let me get this right. Matthew 25 verse 23 is on the parable of the talent. He said, you have been faithful in handling a few things. I'll put you in charge of many things. That's a biblical principle. From small to great. Is it Job 8:7? Though thy beginning be small, the latter end shall greatly increase. So start with one. Master it. Spend time on it. As time goes on, you start branching into other areas. You don't branch into other areas giddy like people do, because the thing that is very common these days is that you see young people who are CEOs of several different companies. They promote and shout all over on social media, and all these serving companies, they are just on paper. They are not bringing in any money. For some of them are even incurring more cost because it looks luxurious to say that I run a conglomerate. And it's not just startups. There are even big companies that do that. There are bigger companies that we know as group of companies. But the truth is, out of the 8 companies, it's just one that is profitable. The other is just complete waste of resources and waste of time. People should get courage and shut up businesses that are not doing well. Jack Welch of General Electric, former CEO and chairman of General Electric in the early 80s. When he took over General Electric, the company was having difficulties. I mean, General Electric was big at the time in America, in the world. You know what the guy did?
What?
He says any business in the subsidiary, General Electric had a conglomerate. In the subsidiaries that were not operating at the maximum, he was going to shut them down. He did that principle, shut them down, and shifted attention to the one that were bringing higher sources of income. And that's how he took General Electric from the very position it was at the time to the very, very best. All right, especially around the 80s into the 90s. So Take the small one, focus on one business, make all the money, master the game, exhaust the potential of the business. Let me explain this well, Edwin. It's important. Let me say you are into fashion. Okay, you are into fashion. So let me say you sell clothing for women. Okay. We have office wears for going to the office. We have casual wears for wearing at home. We have luxury wears for parties and dinners and other occasions. If you sell clothing and you sell for women, and what you sell is you sell casual wears, that's the main clothing that you sell. I said the business is not doing well. You want to go and try another business. You are selling casual wears. You don't sell luxury wears. You don't sell office wears. You have not exhausted the potential of that. Why are you in a hurry to go and start another business? Are you getting it? So focus on one business. Do it well. Excel before you branch out.
Amazing. Another one. For those our listeners, what businesses would you recommend that people go into that would make them more profit? And what businesses would you consider as losses in our day and age?
Okay, so I'm not going to give specific examples because people listen to this and sometimes people just jump on like the way people jump on prophetic words. They don't analyze it well. And we are all different people. We are different in personalities. We are different in perspectives. We are different in upbringing. Some people, by virtue of their nature, can run certain businesses better than others. And then let me also state that sometimes what we see on the outside is not really what it is. There are businesses that look very prosperous and successful on social media and in the media. When you go deep into their financials, it's all red. But they are made to look very glamorous and successful. You see, don't start a business because you've seen somebody do it and you think that they make a lot of money. Never go into a business because a friend recommended it, a pastor recommended it, a church member recommended it, a co-worker recommended it, that when you go into you make a lot of money. Please, take your time. 3 months to 6 months, study the business, ask questions, interview all the people you know who have done that business. Most of them will share their experiences with you for free. Before you go into the business, jumping into businesses with your hard-earned capital and losing the money can be a very painful experience. So please, this is a new business. Everybody jumps into it. This is a new issue in town. Everybody's into it. And people don't think. People don't analyze issue. They just jump on information. No. Never do that. So I will not recommend any business. All I will tell you is yourself, the businesses you'll be running, which of them are the most profitable? Which ones are doing very well? Focus on them. Number 2, all the businesses that take money from you, they take rent from you, they take operation. You look at your operations cost for May and you realize that it's a disaster. Shut down the business. Invest your resources in what brings you money. Forget about what people will say. The thing is not working. And when there are things when it will work, we want it to know where you will know. Put your energy into what is working. You are working in the bank, you are running the side business. The side business is eating your time, eating your energy, eating your resources. Why don't you focus on the bank so that at least the bank is paying you? You can even take a loan from the bank. Focus on your work at the bank. Do it well. Settle down comfortably before you think about other profitable streams of income that can help you. So, Edwin, that is my advice. I will not give specific ones, but based on your life as an individual, your experiences, pick industries that will give you the greatest return.
Amazing. Final question here. We are in an age of AI, and even in the UK and several other countries, a lot of jobs are being replaced by artificial intelligence. The rate of unemployment is increasing.
That's true.
And even graduates are coming out and not finding jobs.
That's true.
Would you recommend that those that are unemployed, those that are earning less, graduates from university, go looking for jobs to get money to start a business, or heading straight into entrepreneurship? Should they get a job, work at the job for a while?
Okay, so Edwin, even the best thing is that and I want to commend you for this question. It's a very important question. Probably you've not even thought about it yourself. I've had the opportunity to work with a lot of young people, especially a lot of young ladies, from age of 18 to about 30 years. Yes, and I realize that most of them lack basic experience, basic work skills, and the reason is that mothers and fathers just push the children through from one school level to the other. So at primary school, the children were not doing anything at home. Some of them even have house help, they do everything. They go to senior high school, they don't do anything at home, even on vacations. Some of them, their parents have businesses. The parents will never let them go to the store. They are home, no more press phone, no more TV and things. They will never involve in anything. They don't even involve the children in the business. Then from SS straight to university. From university, by the time the child come out of university, work experience is zero. He has all the papers, but there's nothing in the head, excuse me to say. This is my advice. From primary school, introduce the children to work. They are going to work for the rest of their lives. All the things that happen in the classroom is just seasonal. They are going to work for the rest of their life. As small as they are, introduce them to work. My almost 5-year-old twins, they mop, they clean, they wash bowls, they help me wash car. They have specific duties in the house that they are in charge of. They do everything. They are just going to 5 years. Do you know how I got the inspiration? When I started seeing the 22-year-old girls who cannot think and do anything. I started seeing the 23-year, the 30, the 25. Then I said, no, I've got to correct this so that it doesn't happen to my daughter and my son. So you asked about university. That thing should start before university. So by the time you come back from university, aside your paper, you have 80% workable skills that can employ you anywhere in the world. If no one is ready to employ you, you can create something for yourselves. Because right from primary school to junior high school to senior high school, you've been taught problem-solving skills. You can create a business. Having said that, those in the university who are not working, please look for a place to do attachment and internship on every vacation. If your lecture schedules are even flexible, put in some time there and go and work. The thing of being on campus and I don't have lectures and people will just be fooling about, jumping here, jumping there, going to enjoy, going for disco, going for party clubs and things, and then assuming that after school they will get work to do. It's a complete deception. It's the reason why we have unemployment all over the place, because the young people are not focusing on developing workable skills. They are assuming that by the time I finish university, I will get work to do. That's what the problem is. Don't wait till you get to the university. Start preparing yourself for a job at junior high school level, at senior high school level. By the time you come out of the university, you are on your own, even if no one employs you. That's what I can say.
Amazing. I wish I could ask so many questions, but we've come to the end of today's episode of the Kingdom Finance series with the financial evangelist. And today he has been talking a lot about the anatomy of multiple income streams. If you a young person, if you an old person, whatever your age, and you want to develop multiple income streams, I encourage you to watch this whole interview over and over again and share with your friends, your families, anybody you know who will need this. My name is Yeboah Edwin Techi, and thank you so much for listening to the Kingdom Finance series right here on Kristocentric Station. Stay tuned and enjoy more.